Back. Today we're going to talk about credit cards, the effect of interest, and begin our discussion of a little bit on consumer loans. Let's look at this graphic to begin with. This graphic is we are going to be paying off a credit card bill of $3,000. Okay, so we're carrying a $3,000 balance. So this is going to be a 3% minimum monthly payment. So we're going to pay 3%, which is a fairly decent minimum amount. Along the bottom here, this is what the annual interest rates are. So if you have a credit card with one of these interest rates and you pay the minimum 3% balance, this number at the top gives you how long it's going to make you, how long it will take and this amount is how much you end up paying. So let's look at a couple of different examples. If you have a credit card with a 7.9% interest rate and you pay your minimum 3% balance each month, meaning you don't pay more toward the principal, you just pay that minimum, it's going to take you 10 years and 11 months if you don't charge any extra amount. So you just have that $3,000 and you make the minimum payments. Assuming you don't add to that amount, it will take you 10 years and 11 months, so almost 11 years, and you'll end up paying $793 in interest. That's ridiculous, okay? And so as you move down the line, 13 years, 5 months, 16 years, 9 months, 22 years, 9 months, 42 years. These here are more like what you're going to get on like store retail cards and stuff like that. This is strictly interest. So how much you end up paying in interest over the course of the 22 years it'll take you to pay off that $3,000 that you spent when you were 18. By the time you're 40, you're still paying it off, and you've ended up paying 2.5 times as much for it. That's how interest is. That's the power of interest. Okay? And so as we move down here, and we talk about average daily balance, annual percentage rate, all this has to do with what they are charging you. Okay? What you have on your card or what you owe per day, and they're going to calculate your finance charge based on that. Well, your annual percentage rate is your true annual interest rate. What exactly you are being charged in a percent. And so this is the unpaid portion, what they're charging you for it. To calculate this APR, we have a formula. APR equals 2 times N times R over N plus 1. And this capital N is the number of payments, and R is my rate. Okay, so we're going to calculate APR. Calculating APR. You purchase a refrigerator for $675. You pay 20% down and agree to pay the balance in 12 equal monthly payments. A couple of things are going on here. First of all, we are taking out a loan basically to pay for this refrigerator. We're putting 20% down cash. So that's where we're immediately going to subtract that 20% from the $675. And so we're going to find the amount down. Because we're not financing that amount. Financing means what we're getting a loan for or what we're going to pay back in those monthly payments. And so our amount down is going to be 20% times 675. As a math problem, this looks like 0.2 times 675. So my amount that I'm putting down is going to be $135. Okay? So this is my amount down. And so when I look at that amount down, what I'm going to be saying is 675 is what they're charging me, and I'm going to subtract that 135 to figure out the financed amount. and so that's going to leave me with $540. That's my financed amount. Well, when I look at that, I need to figure out what is the interest that I'm going to owe. So if I'm paying $540, the interest on 540 is equal to 9% simple interest. So 0.09 times 540 is going to give me the amount of interest I'm going to pay. I don't have to pay the interest on that part that I paid down because I gave them cash for that. So they're not, in essence, loaning me that money. I'm paying them that money and I'm financing what's left. So 9% of that 540 gives me $48.60. So over the life of this loan, I'm going to pay $48.60. So my total financed is equal to 540 plus 48.60 equals 588.60. That's the amount that I'm going to be paying over that whole time. Okay, so what I'm paying over the whole time is what I'm going to pay for that refrigerator in that 12 monthly installments. Okay, so the finance charge is going to be this $48.60. Okay, so that's my finance charge. I'll put that in green. Because finance charge is what they're going to charge you to finance it. Financing means the ability to pay it in increments over time. So that's my finance charge. My APR is something a little bit different. That's going to be this formula I used up here, which is 2NR over N plus 1. Okay, so N is number of payments, or 12. R is equal to 0.09. So I put it into my formula. 2 times 12 times 0.09 over 12 plus 1 equals 2.16 over 13, and that's going to give me 16.6%. Where does this come from? What is it? This is the actual amount of interest that I'm going to pay. That's my actual percentage, because that's the yearly rate, because I'm paying that 9%. Actually, the APR is what is actually being charged. That 16.6% is that hidden fee that really comprises what I'm paying to get this fridge financed. Okay, and so see what you can do with this second one. This is what we're going to be looking at. It's the same kind of thing. Remember to subtract your amount down and look at it that way. Okay, so this is credit cards and consumer loans. This is credit cards 1. This is talking all about credit. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.